Hey guys, this is River speaking to you and telling you her story. I belong to a humble family and didn't grow up with a lot of riches, but my husband Sebastian was from a different side of my world. He grew up pretty wealthy since both his parents had large inheritances. Sebastian was also an intelligent man and managed to set up his own business successfully. I was also working a very high level job and leading a good life, but my family was still very middle class. No one had a problem with that except my mother-in-law, Linda. Linda was an absolute nightmare to deal with. While my father-in-law, Matt, was a sweetheart, she was Satan incarnate. Linda always looked down on me and shamed my family for not matching their social and economic status. This has been a constant problem as she regularly put me down privately and even publicly. Sebastian and Matt stood up for me every time, but she just never stopped. Things were so awful that I almost broke up with Sebastian, worrying about my future in the family. But his love for me kept me back. He was a great man and nothing like his mom. Eventually, over the years, I got used to Linda's behavior and managed to navigate around it. So I wasn't all that surprised when she showed up with an expensive wedding dress to wear at our wedding. She showed it to us as soon as we had booked our venue. She excitedly showed us and said, "This is what I'll wear for your wedding, Sebastian. What do you think, River? Isn't it amazing?" "Wow, that looks a lot like a wedding dress. Where exactly did you get it from, Linda?" "Oh, it's a wedding dress. I got it from the posh bridal boutique nearby. The one you couldn't afford because you have a low budget for your wedding." "I don't think that is an appropriate dress, Linda. That is a freaking wedding dress. You really need to pick something else." Linda looked at me in anger while I sat there uncomfortably. I really didn't know how to handle the situation. This woman had a super glittery dress in front of me. Sebastian and I were having a small wedding with like 50 people because we wanted the costs down. We just didn't feel like spending a lot of money on the wedding, so I myself bought a simple wedding gown on a reasonable budget. But Linda's dress was just way over the top. She would outshine me and have guests staring. Linda knew that very well and bought it on purpose. So when I suggested, she yelled at me, saying, "How dare you tell me what to wear? I will wear this. I bought this for $10,000. Do you think I'll let that go to waste? This is the dress I will be wearing." "Mom, you need to stop telling that to River. She's right. The dress is not appropriate for our small wedding. You need to wear something else." "Absolutely not, Sebastian. I love this dress. I can't just buy a random dress like your wife. I have standards. Women can wear anything. It's my big day too, since I'm your mother." "What the hell is wrong with you, Linda?" "It is not your big day. Stop being such an attention seeker for once. You will not wear that dress to their wedding." There was a massive fight that day. Linda was adamant about wearing that obnoxious dress to my wedding. Sebastian and Matt were both against her, and they ended up in a very heated argument. Things got so bad that we left early. But the problem wasn't solved yet. Sebastian was absolutely done with his mom, though. He said, "God, I can't believe my mom tried to do that. She's insane. I don't even want her in the wedding anymore." "I doubt that would be a good idea, Sebastian. If we uninvite her, she will throw a massive tantrum and will create more problems." "I don't think I can trust her even if she says she won't wear the dress. We know my mom. She will do what she wants." "Maybe we should just come up with a better plan. Are you sure you don't want your mom at the wedding? It is a big decision." "I know. Linda, Mom has been cruel to you and your family these past few years. I don't like it when she insults you whenever she feels like it. Nothing I say works on her. This needs to stop. I don't want her running her mouth and spoiling our wedding. She's already at it right now." "Well, in that case, we need to come up with a plan. A plan that would exclude her and save our day without making her suspicious." Days passed and Linda actually stayed firm on her decision. It became apparent to us that we really did need a plan. So Sebastian, Matt, and I sat down to make a plan. We were all done with her antics. None of us wanted her at the wedding. After a lot of discussions, we finally came up with a plan. With the plan set, we started the preparations. Linda didn't suspect a thing. We even stopped talking to her about the dress. She was only given vague details about the wedding. Linda didn't care, since she was obsessed with outshining me. A few days before the wedding, while we were at dinner at my in-laws' house, Linda excitedly said, "Oh gosh, I can't wait for your wedding, Sebastian. I have so many dreams about that special day. My gown and jewelry are all sitting in the closet waiting to be worn. It is going to be such a great day." "I'm sure you're very excited, Mom. It really will be a very special day. I can't wait to marry my beautiful fiancée River on that day." Yeah, I guess she will look nice, but I doubt she will be as pretty as me, though. Have you ever seen my gown, Sebastian? I literally spent a small fortune on that dress. River's measly $1,000 dress will be nothing compared to mine. I've seen your dress, Linda. I must say, it is really very beautiful. You will look stunning in it. That's because I have good taste, River. I grew up in a high-class society. I can't make do with cheap dresses, let alone at weddings. I will shine like a diamond on that day. I also booked a very famous makeup artist for my special day. Linda had again slipped up and revealed her true feelings about the wedding day again. Instead of calling it her son's special day, she straight up called it her special day. Sebastian and Matt also took notice of that and looked pretty uncomfortable. However, they didn't react much this time. Making comments would start an argument with Linda, and there is no way to win an argument with her. Instead, I quietly chuckled in my mind while I squeezed Sebastian's hand for support. Matt, the godsend father-in-law he is, rolled the next step of our plan. He told Linda, "Wow, you made a lot of arrangements for a wedding that isn't even ours. Aren't you supposed to get ready with River's makeup team?" "Oh, please, Matt, don't you know anything about me? I won't let some amateur and cheap makeup artist touch my face. I only use the best and hire the best for everything. I need someone special for that day. I am the mother of the groom, after all." "Seems like you'll be going through a lot of trouble for someone else's wedding. Anyway, I take it that you will get ready in the house?" "Of course, Matt. Where else would I get ready? I can't be at the venue surrounded by poor and uncultured people. I will have my expensive diamonds with me. What if someone steals it? I wouldn't put it past them. They rarely get to see these things, let alone wear them. I would rather not take the risk." "Good. I would definitely recommend that you get ready here. It will be the safest option for us all. And since you have so much planned and so much work to do, I will be leaving early so that I can get ready with Matt at the venue. I hope that's okay. I don't want to rush you and spoil your makeup." "Wow, that's super considerate of you, Matt. Yes, I would love to travel to the venue alone in the luxury car. I can even have a grand entrance that way. It will be so dreamy. This is the best plan for me. Thanks for coming up with this, Matt." Linda droned on and on about her special day, while Matt winked at us. My dear mother-in-law had taken the bait and didn't even suspect anything. She was way too happy planning her dress, makeup, and grand entrance. Sebastian and I chuckled, while Linda remained oblivious to the trap that we were setting up. She would really get the shock of her life at our wedding, and it would be glorious. Too bad I won't be around to watch her amazing reaction. With the plan in place, I could finally sigh with relief and concentrate on my wedding. I was still a little stressed about my plan leaking, but Sebastian and my friends calmed me down. We ended up arranging everything perfectly, and now I was really excited about my wedding. For the first time in months, I felt that I was excited for my big day. It finally felt like it was going to be my big day rather than my mother-in-law's. Time flew by, and the day of our wedding came. It was a bright and sunny morning, just like I had hoped. Even the weather cooperated and ended up being very pleasant. Matt arrived early at the venue, even before any of us could be ready. He popped in to see me to confirm everything. I was still nervous and said, "Matt, is everything okay at home? You're here rather early." "Don't worry, dear. Everything is just like we had planned. Your mother-in-law was becoming insufferable, so I left as fast as I could. Her makeup artist isn't due for another hour. We have plenty of time." "Thank you so much for your help, Matt. I won't ever forget this. I have no words to thank you." "No need to thank me, dear. You're family to me now. You have been for a while, actually. I'll make sure this day goes just as we had planned. You just worry about bringing yourself down the aisle." I don't know how I ended up being blessed with such an amazing father-in-law. I guess God really compensated me for sending a witch of a mother-in-law from hell. I thanked my lucky stars that at least my father-in-law was awesome. Anyway, Matt went to Sebastian's room and I started to get ready. It was my big day after all. My wedding was totally a dream come true for me. I still vividly remember the way Sebastian looked at me as I walked down the aisle with my uncle. I literally had tears in my eyes, and so did my new husband. The small gathering we had was enough for us. They were people who mattered the most to me and Sebastian. Matt was also there, giving us the silent support that we needed. Now, where was my mother-in-law, you may ask? Well, she did show up, but things didn't quite go as she had hoped. Linda had showed up to the venue all decked up in her $10,000 dress and diamond jewelry. She had expected people to crowd her and look at her in awe as she emerged from the car. I can only imagine her face when she emerged from her luxury car to an empty venue. Yes, there was no one at the venue. She was pretty surprised and a little panicked. At least that's what her voice betrayed when she called Sebastian. She said, "Sebastian, what is going on? Why is no one at the venue? I tried to find you guys, but no one's here. The staff here is of no help. Where is everyone? We are at the real wedding where you were not invited." "What? What are you talking about?" Linda sounded even more confused when Sebastian said that. We were both dying out of laughter just thinking about Linda's face. Even Matt was smiling and trying to control his laughter. Linda just couldn't comprehend what happened, so I chimed in and said, "I thought you were a learned lady, Linda. Can't you understand simple words?" "Shut up, River. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my son, Sebastian. What is going on? Am I at the wrong venue?" "Yes, Mom, you are at the wrong venue. We did book that place but changed the location to an even better venue. That's where we got married." "What? You already got married? Oh God, how late am I? Why didn't you inform me about the venue sooner? This is ridiculous. Sebastian, tell me where your wedding is happening. I will hurry up and—" "Mom, I think your age has gotten to you. You really need to pay attention to what I say. I clearly told you that you were not invited to my real wedding." "Sebastian, this is not funny. Don't play with your poor mom's feelings. Just tell me where you are." Linda absolutely refused to take our words at face value. She really thought that it was all a joke. She couldn't believe that her own son would actually exclude her from his wedding and actually change the venue so that she could not cause interruptions. It was all very hard for her to digest. While Linda was still in disbelief, Sebastian was actually getting very angry. He basically yelled at her and said, "Mom, how delusional are you? Do you really think I would want you at my wedding after all that drama you tried to create with your dress? Do you really think I would allow you to upstage my wife at her own wedding?" "Sebastian, you cannot speak to me like that. I'm your mother. I can't believe you're still offended about my dress. I deserve to wear what I want because it is my day too." "No, Mom. Just know, this is not your day. This is my and my wife's day. I have had enough of you trying to insult and degrade my wife. I've already allowed you to continue this horrible behavior for way too long. I won't allow it anymore. This day is ours, and I won't let you spoil it." Sebastian said that and simply hung up on his mom. She kept calling him and even called Matt a couple of times. We went about our way and enjoyed the reception with our close friends and family. However, when I was taking a restroom break, I saw that my phone was ringing. It was Linda. I answered the call to find out what the hell she wanted from me. She said, You little witch, how dare you make my son exclude me from his wedding? I know you made him do it. My poor son was forced to do your bidding because you can't stand our strong bond." Oh God, Linda, you can really make up some strange stories in your head. If you knew your son that well, you would have known that he doesn't simply listen to what I say. He always does what he thinks is ethical. So it was completely his decision to exclude you, although I may have encouraged it as well. I knew it. You pushed my son to exclude me from the wedding. You are a cheap gold digger and nothing else. You were jealous of me. You knew I would outshine you, so you purposefully did this to me. Don't make me laugh, Linda. A woman who tries to outshine the bride at her wedding is the jealous one. I had nothing against you until you started spewing hate against me and my family. I didn't know you were such an insecure person, Linda. Well, thankfully, my husband can recognize your obnoxious and entitled behavior all by himself. You little shit. Just wait. I found out where you're having the reception. I'm standing outside the gate. I will come in and teach you a nice lesson. Was that supposed to scare me, Linda? Well, it is not working at all. Good luck getting in, Linda. I'm sure your son and husband will welcome you with open arms. I hung up on Linda and quickly got back to the reception area to witness the drama. All the people at the venue were completely against Linda and were happy we excluded her, so there was no way anyone would side with her. Instead, she was about to be humiliated for life. Linda started to throw a massive tantrum when the venue security didn't allow her to come in. She was in her extravagant wedding dress and expensive makeup, but looked like a mad woman trying to break into a venue. The commotion drew the attention of the guests and everyone went to see what was going on. The moment Sebastian saw Linda causing trouble, he got really mad again. He yelled at his mom and said, "Mom, what the hell is wrong with you? I told you that you were not invited or allowed at my wedding. Can't you understand simple English? Son, why are you being so mean to me? I know that your horrible wife had made you cancel my invitation. I'm sure this is all her plan. You don't have to give in to her whims because she's jealous of me." Mom, do you even hear yourself? My wife is not jealous of you. You are the one who's wearing a $10,000 gown with diamonds and trying to purposefully upstage my wife. You knew she had a small budget and wouldn't be able to get an expensive dress. You were so shallow that you decided to hurt her like this. But I love this dress, Sebastian. That's why I got this. Don't you want your mom to look pretty and happy? You invited me over in a simple dress? Matt, why are you quiet? Can't you make your son see how he has hurt his mother? Linda turned to Matt for help when Sebastian continued to yell at her. All the guests were already looking at Linda with disgust and shaking their heads at her behavior. Linda thought that Matt would come to her rescue and drill some sense into Sebastian, but Matt was also very angry at her behavior and said, "You think this is a simple dress? That is not a simple dress, Linda. It's a freaking wedding dress. How can you stand here and throw a freaking tantrum like this? You know you are in the wrong. Look around you, Linda. Do you see even one person agreeing with your ridiculous thinking?" "They don't know anything, Matt. Half of the guests are from Riverside, and we all know how poor and uncultured they are. How will they know why I decided to maintain my class and get a nice dress?" "No, just stop, Linda. I will not have you insult my daughter-in-law and her family like that. You have crossed all my limits, and my patience with you has run out. I don't want you speaking to my family like that." Matt stormed at Linda and shocked her. He literally just called me family and took a stand for me. I was almost in tears from the love and support I was getting. I knew that I chose right. Sebastian and his family, minus his crazy mom, are truly some of the best people I have ever met. Linda, of course, took great offense to being yelled at by her own husband. She said, "Matt, how could you shout at your own wife like that? You can't call these people family. We are high-class people and don't even mix with them. This wedding was wrong from the very beginning." "No, Linda, our wedding was wrong from the very beginning. I shouldn't have ever married or continued to be married to a vile and disgusting woman like you, but I am going to amend that mistake very soon." "What? What are you talking about, Matt? What do you mean?" "I'm going to divorce you. I am freaking done living with a lunatic and evil woman like you. I should have gotten rid of you sooner, but I stayed for Sebastian. But now it's time I finally cut your toxic presence out of my life." "Same goes for me, Mom. Me and my wife, River, will not be in contact with you anymore. Don't bother reaching out to us after today. I will act now and protect my wife before you make things worse for her." Now, this got Linda's attention really well. You see, Linda was completely dependent on her husband and son for financial help. I knew that Matt had a prenup in place, as did Sebastian and I. So since Linda's getting divorced, she will be getting next to nothing in it. Her luxurious lifestyle and high class will be gone since she has no money of her own. Whatever inheritance she had from her parents had been spent on her extravagant lifestyle and horrible spending habits. In fact, the $10,000 dress was a financial hit that her finances couldn't have handled. Linda didn't care because she knew she had her husband's money. She didn't quite expect Matt to talk about divorce and Sebastian about going no contact. I wasn't surprised by the talk of divorce and no contact with Linda. Matt, Sebastian, and I had actually discussed this at great length when we came up with the plan to exclude Linda. Matt had been unhappy for a while and wanted to get out. Sebastian didn't want her around to protect me, and I didn't want her around for the very same reason. Linda, however, never thought that her own family would make her face the consequences of her own actions. She started to cry and bawl on the lawn. Since the drama had already begun, I didn't try to stop her. Everyone was just enjoying the train wreck that was happening before them. Linda kept begging Sebastian and Matt not to do this to her. She said, "My family is leaving me over a stupid dress. I can't believe this." "You know that this is way more than buying a wedding dress, Mom. You have been downright nasty to my wife. What made you think I would allow that?" "This is so unfair. I don't deserve this treatment from my own son and husband." "You absolutely deserve this, Linda. You have been a horrible mother and a mother-in-law for a while now. Hell, you haven't even apologized to River yet." Now, stupid Linda saw this as an opportunity to weasel her way back into her family. So she cried and literally hung from my arms, telling me to forgive her. She said, "River, please forgive me for my actions. I promise I will be better. Don't take my family away from me. Don't do this to your own mother-in-law." Wow, that doesn't sound like an apology at all. You're just trying to victimize yourself, Linda. I don't accept your apology. And know that this is fake. You'll never change. You little witch. Nothing is good enough for you now, is it? You're taking my family away from me and won't even accept my apology. I always knew you wanted to humiliate me, and you got your wish today. Oh, no. You really shouldn't have changed your tune so fast, Linda. Looks like you are absolutely done for now. Linda looked around and saw that everyone somehow had gotten even more pissed. Sebastian didn't even wait for Linda to respond. He simply ordered the security guards to throw her out. All this while the rest of the guests, including people on Sebastian's side, were throwing insults at her and shaming her for being such an attention-seeking witch. It was just glorious. As soon as Linda was thrown out, we went back to our reception and had a blast. Thank God for good friends and family. The next morning, Matt went back home and immediately ordered Linda to empty his house. He also made his lawyer serve her the divorce papers for good. She apparently cried, screamed, and threatened Matt, all in front of the lawyer. When it didn't do the trick, she tried to show up at our door. We were enjoying a relaxing morning the day after our wedding and didn't even bother coming to the door. We also blocked her from our cell phones and social media. Linda was left to her own devices. I will give you a short description of what happened with Linda later. Well, she got divorced from Matt and was left with very little money. She tried to apply a lot of dirty tricks, but nothing worked. She asked us for help, but we never responded, of course. Last we know of her, she's back in her hometown trying to use her name to get a job. Looks like our princess finally got the life she deserved. The rest of us are doing pretty well without her, so hopefully she will stay away and spare us any future trouble.